Right. So two related questions that are follow-ups. The first is, if you want to be a writer and you write a lot, you mentioned one of the problems with a lot of writers is they just don't have anything to say. How does one go about having something interesting or meaningful to say? And how do you do that? Let's begin with that, and then I have a question about working on internal goals.
Sure. So the best writing advice I ever got, and I think it came from Tucker, but I don't remember. But someone asked him, like, how do you become a writer? And he said, writers live interesting lives. And that's how you find something to say. Like, you go and do interesting, and yes, this is true for fiction or nonfiction. Go do interesting things, experience the world, and develop some sort of perspective or knowledge or wisdom that you can pass along through your writing. So the 4-Hour Workweek came from your experiences running a company and then deciding to travel.
Right.
And, my first book, Trust Me, I'm Lying, came out of my experiences in marketing and doing a specific kind of marketing and having a sort of existential crisis that came along with that. And this book came out of my studies and experiences, like researching and reading and just living my life in a high pressure, high stakes environment. And I know that seems weird, but just like the best marketing decision you can make for a product is to like have a really good product that people want, the best way to have writing that people want is to live a life and have experienced the world in a way that allows you to communicate something to people that they've never heard before. And I think it's actually especially true in fiction because you're like, at least in nonfiction, you can like someone could go out and study and objectively find, like academics can write good nonfiction books based on their research. But nonfiction, you have to be able to communicate all these intangibles to the reader.
You mean fiction?
Yeah, sorry, in fiction, yeah. You have to communicate all these intangibles about life and about relationships and about how the world works. And if you haven't gone out and lived it and experienced it, you're at a distinct disadvantage when it comes to communicating those things because it's like you're like the 40-year-old virgin who's trying to like talk about sex.
Right, like a bag of sand. They felt like a bag of sand.
Right. You can fake it. You can fake it until you say something that's so obviously wrong that just everyone in that instance knows that you have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, good point. And I mean, that's been really my maybe way of compensating for what I perceive as a very imperfect writing style. I don't think that I am the best writer out there. I view myself as a teacher first and foremost. So my cheat has been to follow in the footsteps of someone like George Plimpton, who is a really fascinating character, who's the editor of the Paris Review and really popularized what he called participatory journalism, where he would go become a professional football player for a season. He would go try to join the circus for a season. He would go try to box 3 rounds with Archie Moore, for instance,
right.
and then write about the experience. And you do not need, just to underscore what you said, you do not need to be a college-educated wordsmith to have compelling writing if you have a good story to tell. It's just that simple. And, I remember talking with Tucker about this, and a lot of it really just comes down to, I think, writing in a natural voice, basically writing as you are, which takes practice, but having a good story to tell.